I want to welcome Miss Harriet Russell to my show. She's the owner of P3 Holistic Health Coaching. I want to thank you so much for coming to my show and telling your story. And the reason for this is that you can motivate someone that either wants to start a business or may have been thinking about starting a business to get out there and just go for it, basically. So can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
As you said, my name is Harriet Russell. I currently reside in Charlotte. Originally from Liberia, West Africa. Came here in 86, been here since. I left when I was 12 years old with my family to move here due to a war that was happening in my country, a civil war. I'm a new entrepreneur, I guess I can say. Mm-hmm. I've been doing this for years in terms of training and working with people. Mm-hmm. However, I took the leap of faith last year to go ahead and register and get my license and make it official.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
And for holistic health, tell the viewers, what is holistic health?
Holistic health is approaching your health from a standpoint of exercise and food and just your well-being. We tend to run to drugs and the doctor for like a Band-Aid or a quick fix to solve all of our problems. And I strongly believe that you can achieve the same thing that a doctor can do to a point by taking care of your wellness, your mind, your body, your soul, by just living this holistic whole life. To prevent illnesses.
And that's what made you choose this type of business?
Yeah, actually, tears, I'm sorry. What chose me to do this business? Both my mom and my dad are deceased. Mm-hmm. And both of them had diabetes and high blood pressure. Mm-hmm. And watching my dad really go through his struggles and trying to help him to get on track with his eating and try to beat the disease, which is preventable by living, again, a holistic life. Mm-hmm. He succumbed to his disease by having a stroke, which led him, he did not recover from. Mm-hmm. And that was in 2014. Mm-hmm. From 2014 to now, I made a big push to promote my wellness, and I made it even more essential that I focus on my health and try to motivate my mom, because she had the same diseases as my dad, the diabetes and high blood pressure. And I tried to push health and wellness and just push it to her. And I saw how she didn't receive it very well and she rejected it. And the same thing happened to her. Mm-hmm. So what motivates me is just knowing that you can't prevent those things from happening. You have a power of choice. You have a choice of how to live, how your wellness plays out, what diseases you succumb to or not. Mm-hmm. And by living a holistic life where you are focused on the foods that you eat, on the way you exercise, on the way you spend your days, on just being mindful, all of those can help you live a healthier, stronger life.
And you said you're from Nigeria, West Africa?
Liberia. West Africa.
Oh, okay. Now, do they have any of these type businesses over there?
As far as I know, there are businesses that are being established there, but it's still a challenge because society and lifestyle does not coincide with living this holistic life. People don't really understand what it's about and how to start or how to approach it.
Right.
And people get stuck in their own way, in their own upbringing, in their own beliefs, how they identify themselves.
Right.
And it serves as a challenge.
Right.
To try to open up to this new. And it's not new, but for you, starting the first time is something that's new. And
because it's a lifestyle change.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to change your total way of thinking about how you eat, how you take care of yourself. So, I did that, I went through the same thing growing up as well, because, growing up with all the fat back beef and the hog chitlins, pig feet and all that stuff, we ate all that stuff. But until I got a little older, I learned a little better.
Yes.
And it's like you said, it's all about choice.
Yeah.
So and people have to make the right choices. And obviously, with your business, you're doing a great thing for yourself and others as well that you bring in, you're able to change their life. So with that, where did you get your entrepreneurial spirit?
My stepmom, because I lived with my stepmom most of my life. They had businesses in Liberia. They had a store, a grocery store. And my dad was always thinking up business ideas and business concept. And so was my mom. I call her my stepmom. And they always had this sense of wanting to have more than one income and doing something more than what they were doing with their regular jobs. So I guess that's just, I saw that and I just picked up that energy and that need. And I have this thing that I'm very free-willed, and I'm not good at instructions and following people's orders.
Right.
So I feel with that kind of a mindset, it's best that I be my own boss.
Exactly. You can create your own world with that.
Yes.
You can just do what you want to do on your time and all that.
Yes.
And then, one of my questions when we're talking about time, when you first started your business, how much time did you put into it to get it started? For someone, to help someone to know what it takes. Because a lot of times people, when they're starting businesses or anything, they're thinking it's going to be an overnight success. They're thinking, I'll start this business today and next week I'm going to be a millionaire. And we all know in business, it doesn't work like that. So how much time, how much energy, how much, did you put into it to get your business started?
To be quite honest, I actually started this journey in 2012. And it started with me just starting to teach teach fitness classes, and seeing what I liked about it, and it opened up a world for me. And I saw people training, and I said, well, I could do that too. And I went and got my certifications and everything to start training. And it's been this baby I've been carrying for all this time.
Right.
And it wasn't anything that I put a lot of, at the time I did it more like on the side, because I had my permanent job, my real job. And I just kept growing it. Each year I'll improve, each year I'll change it up, each year I try to add something new, a new skill, a new certification, just by growing it. And it's been something that's been ongoing since 2012 to get to this point. And it's not something that you can, being an entrepreneur is a 24/7 decision.
Right.
You don't get to shut down the doors, you don't get to take a vacation.
Right.
And people feel like, oh, well, I'm working for myself, I can do whatever I want. And it's not that easy, because once you start to build a clientele and people start to rely on you, you have to show up for them.
Right.
No matter what.
Exactly.
So sometimes you have to make those hard decisions, like, I cannot do this because I've made this commitment to this.
Right.
So it's an investment in yourself, in your time, but I think the yield is worth it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And that's the thing. You have to put the time into it.
Yes.
You can't just sit back and go, oh, I'll do this today or I'll do this next week. If you want it to be successful, you have to put that time in. Like you've been working on this, what, roughly 9 years?
Yes.
So, it's not an overnight success. I would say probably maybe 0.05% of the people in the world maybe have that type of success. But, it doesn't happen like that with, just everyday people, unless you inherit some money or something, and you can start like that. But that's a whole lot easier. But in real life, it doesn't happen like that. Like you see on television.
I will share a story. I was doing the boot camp for almost an entire year, and for the entire year, I had no more than 5 people. Your goal is you want a whole lot of people, and then what's outside. But it didn't matter if it was 1 or 2 people that would show up. I had to show up because I made that commitment.
Exactly.
Right. So it's not something that you can do and try for 1 or 2 days and say, oh, well, I quit because it didn't work. It's about building that reputation.
Right.
With people, creating that trust. And it takes a while to build trust with people.
Exactly. It definitely does. It definitely does. And when you building your business like you did over the last 9 years, what are some of the mistakes you wish you could have avoided when you started your business or while doing your business? Or are there any mistakes? We make mistakes all the time in business.
I'm still making mistakes. I'm still reinventing the wheel over and over again. And sometimes one of the things I think that we don't do is we don't go to our support, right? We feel that we're in this alone and nobody understands what we're doing and nobody understands how we're doing it, and we close ourselves off.
Right.
And I'm starting to learn that there are a lot of people out there who are doing the same thing, and it's not about competition because there's enough people out there to get your own clientele, and you can still so it doesn't have to be like a competition. It doesn't have to be I'm gonna claw you down first. And just allowing yourself to be open to that possibility of that support that's out there. People are willing to help you.
Exactly. All you have to do, like you say, a closed mouth never gets fed. So all you have to do is ask. And you'd be amazed by the number of people that will give you free advice. They'll be willing to come out and say, hey, I'll do this for you and I'll show you this instead of you paying them for it. It's the stuff is out there. People they're just afraid to take that leap to do it. You talked about support. Who's been your greatest support or your biggest supporter with your business?
Well, I've got a lot of supporters. First, I've been doing this for 9 years, but as I said, last year I went and got the license and the registration of the business. And I got a business partner. And my business partner, we've never met each other. But we talk all the time, Zoom, Messenger. We both went to do our life and health coaching certification together. That's how I met her. And she's in Canada.
Wow.
Thank goodness for coronavirus because it allowed us to branch out. And she's been one of the biggest support, us working together, growing this together from where I was. Up until last year, I was Boom Holistic Fitness, and we grew up, mature into P3 Holistic Health. And we've been walking side by side, growing, helping, and just adding more value to what we have to offer. I also have my husband who, when I told him I was going to quit my job, he was like, okay. Really?
And a lot of people don't get that.
They don't. And he said that we will go as far as we can. We'll see how it goes. If anything changes, then we have to make adjustments, we will. But just let's see where it goes. And he's been supporting that, just seeing where it goes. And
well, and when you're married, that's the support you need, because if your partner or your wife, husband are not on the same sheet of music as you, it's almost like you're doomed to fail, because they're not going to be putting that into you to get that out of you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's so important because you see so many people that are married or in relationships and they just don't have that support from the other side. And it's just, you just end up throwing your hands up in the air.
Yeah. So. It's, to your point, it's easy. You're already dealing with your insecurities, trying to grow this business and not seeing it going in the way it needs to go. And then if you do not have that support from your spouse, you're getting it it's like reaffirming that you're not good enough and this business is going to fail. So yeah, to your point, that makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. And with that, you have the support, but we all go through these adversities, and you talked about insecurities. When you did your business, like when I started my business, the adversities I went through is I had friends that would tell me, oh, you can't do it. What do you know about, interviewing people, doing success stories and being on, television or being on, YouTube or whatever. It's not, they were kind of putting it down. I had some people, supporting it, but then I also ran into that adversity of people wanting to put it down and didn't see my vision. Did you have to run into something like that?
Well, maybe I'm just naive or I just choose to see the positive, but I'm thinking about the people that I spoke to about my business, and they were very supportive. I don't know if it's because they have seen me in the past year stay consistent, growing this slowly. But my friends, my family, they were all supportive. For school, we needed some practice clients to help us get our certification, and they were all on board to support me to become my practice clients, and they saw the results of what I had to offer. So I feel very supported in a lot of ways. Yeah, so maybe I just don't hear the negative because I choose not to. My mind, I have blinders on, and my mind is made up as to what I want and what I want to do. So the negative don't really affect me as much.
That's excellent that you have that, and you can go forward with that like that. Like I said, a lot of people don't have that. So you're very fortunate in that you have that mindset that you can block all this negativity out and don't have to hear that foolishness from people. Because most of the time the people that are telling you this stuff, they're not doing anything in their life anyway.
Exactly.
They're just sitting back and don't want you to succeed. So in business, since we're obviously talking about success, were there any fears that you may have had? I know you hadn't run into any adversities or anything. Was there any fear that held you back, maybe back in 2012, that you hesitated, like, can I do this or can I not do this?
I have fears every day. Even though I say I block out that negativity, that doesn't mean I do not have fears. When I decided to step away from my well-paying job.
That's very fearful.
But I got to a crossroad where I wanted to invest the time and energy into my business, and I couldn't do that and invest time and energy into her business either. So I had to make a choice. It was either grow my business or grow her business. And I made that conscious decision to focus on growing my business. And it was scary. The first few months I cried every day. It's like, what the heck did I do?
Exactly.
Why did I do that? But it's something that's bigger that drives me. So it's like a child that's extremely stubborn, that no matter what you tell them, they have to experience it for themselves. And I just have this energy, this feeling about what I'm doing, and I know this is what my passion is, this is what I'm meant to do, this is my calling. And it seems like no matter what fears I find, what fears come in front of me, I'm able to look at the bigger picture. And take that deep breath, and it's like, well, what's the worst that can happen? We'll find out, right?
You go back to your old job.
Well, she don't want me back. She was not happy. But it's just knowing that there's options, and worst case scenario that you have the power of choice.
Exactly.
That drives me.
That's very key, that you have options. And a lot of people don't think that they have options. You have options in life. And it's about that choice that you stated about earlier.
Yes.
It definitely is. And with you being a business owner now for 9 years, and I know it took a little while to build it to where you want it to be now, what are some of your favorite aspects? What is your favorite aspect of becoming an entrepreneur?
I would say setting my own schedule, but my own schedule is probably more hours than I was working before. But just having that freedom to decide how I want my day to go.
Right.
You know, what do I want to focus on today rather than being told what to focus on and how to do it. Just that freedom of creativity. Mm-hmm. You know, just ownership, knowing that what I'm doing is bigger than what I was doing before with somebody else.
Exactly.
You know, and I feel there's a lot of good that's going to come out of it, as opposed to doing something for somebody else where you're making them rich. And it's not even about making them rich, it's about that reward at the end of the day, feeling that I'm doing what I know I should be doing.
Exactly. And I know you've built your client base up now from, like we said earlier, from where you started, but how else do you plan on scaling your business, you and your business partner?
Right now I'm getting recertified for personal training, and I laugh because I have like a slew of programs and certifications that I have lined up to take. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things I'm focusing on, getting more knowledge, getting more information on how I can better serve people. We are also thinking about in the future having retreats and events and everything, because especially after my mother passed and knowing that she was 75, knowing that she had more time on this earth, and it was a choice that got her to where she was. I just feel that I want to be able to reach out to people and help them and heal them from whatever traumas or brokenness. Right. So that's the direction I'm trying to go in terms of my wellness program. And healing includes exercise, it includes the foods that you eat. It's about how you treat yourself and how you receive the world around you. All of that allows us to heal from our traumas and our hurts from the past. Some of us carry that baggage through life and we never heal from it.
Exactly. And going off what you just said, and you kind of talked about it, but I want to just ask it in a question. But how do you distinguish your business from some of the other businesses that may be doing similar or same thing what you're doing? What's unique about your business?
Well, I like to feel that I'm certified as a life coach. I'm certified as a health coach. I'm certified as a master transformation coach. I'm working on my nutrition certification. So I feel like I have all the components that's needed to make a holistic approach for people. I'm just not focusing on exercise, and I'm just not focusing on life coaching and meditation. I bring it all together because I feel that when your mind, your body, and your spirits align, you have clarity, you're able to make better decisions because you can see a bigger picture and you can actually decide what you want for your life.
If you wrote a book about your experiences, what would you name that book and why?
Well, I got a lot of different books in my head. I used to call myself the Poetic Journey because I used to see my challenges and stuff as poetry. And I used to try to navigate it like you would in the poetry with like the romance of going through some trauma to deal with. So I would just say the Poetic Journey because I think life should be like poetry. It should be that kind of a rhythm and flow, to get to where you want to go.
And with that, since we're talking about success, I have to ask you, how do you define success?
I feel success is whatever within your space that gives you peace, that makes you feel happy, and make you feel blissful. Success can be having a very happy family, where you are able to get along, you can connect with each other. Some people's success is just being able to wake up in the morning and take a walk down the stairs because they just healed from an injury of 5 years, and now they can do something they couldn't do before. I feel success is personal. It's whatever it is that your personal goal was for yourself, and you achieving it. And I think success is ever growing because each time you achieve a goal, you set another goal. And each time you set that goal, you feel more successful. The more goals that you achieve, the more successful you feel about yourself.
Well, that's some great stuff. And I know it's going to help a lot of people when you're talking about success, what your ideas of success is. And my understanding is you have or wrote a book or you have a journal book.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, the viewers, a little bit about that?
Okay. It's called And She Realized, Her Poetic Journey to Self-Discovery. And what it is I will tell you about it a little bit. My journey, 13 years in abusive relationship, physically, emotionally abusive relationship. And I started exercising, while I was still with him. I just started to take my life back and started exercising. And that led me to start to realize a lot about myself and who I am and my worth. As a result, I ended up stepping away from that relationship after 13 years, which I've tried like maybe 7 times before while I was married to him.
Right.
But this time, as I started to work out and exercise and change the way I ate and change my nutrition, I started to feel better about myself and started to love myself a little bit more, started to feel my worth a little bit more, and realized that that was not what I wanted for me.
Right.
So when I left him, as with every kind of breakup or divorce, you go through these moments where you're wondering and you're processing and you're trying to figure out what's happening in your life. And each time I will have some realization about myself and I will take it down as a note. And so what I did was I collected all those realizations about myself in here, and I just made it into a journal book for others. So you have a picture and the quote and the journal for them to write in. And for example, she said, and she realized that her voice had power. So she spoke in a loud voice and the universe listened.
Wow.
And she realized her potential. And after she realized her potential, she made the world her oyster. So it's just those are the things that would come to my head, and I would write it down as I was trying to find my path, get back on my journey to myself. So that's why I said it was a journey of self-discovery.
Wow. And how do the viewers get a copy of that?
Oh, you can order it. You can reach out to me and order it. It's also on Amazon.
Okay.
You can get it from Amazon, hashtag And She Realized, or I'm gonna put it soon because we just redid our website. So I'm gonna put it in my store on the website.
Oh, okay. And obviously I'll put a link to it at the bottom of the video in the description section so people can get it and order it. And you do a reflection meditation every week. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about that?
Thank you for asking. What that is every Sunday at 10 o'clock on our Facebook page, Stepping Into Your Personal Power. And it's a free group. Anybody can go to Facebook and join that. We get together, my partner and I, at 10 o'clock to just reflect on issues that affect us in society, in daily lives. This month, we're talking about healing from past traumas. So we talk about ways to heal. We talk about what steps that you can use, just give you some tips and everything. And we set the intention for the week on how we're going to go through the week working toward our healing. And we do a quick meditation, kind of release, breathing, exercise meditation to reflect that. And in addition to that, reflection, attention, meditation, we also have our virtual walks. And this is free also. It's 3 days a week. You join a group and you get assigned an accountability partner. And what your accountability partner does is just keep you in the loop, keep you supported, make sure you guys are showing up for each other, make sure that you are both working towards your wellness goals, which we talk about during the walk. And it's international. We have people from Canada, we have people from Philadelphia, Texas, we have people from all over that gathered 3 days a week, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sunday to walk and talk and achieve the goals.
Wow, that's great. That's excellent. And I'll definitely put that in a link down below.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come up to your gym and allow me to interview you to talk about your success. And when I know it's going to inspire other people to, start their business, or even if it's not business, just lose weight, to do something, to get off their butt and do something in their life. And that's the main goal of this. So again, I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come up here and do this.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do, because I feel that you're giving a voice to some people who just need that extra visibility, to people who need it. I'm an introvert. And me getting out there and networking and meeting people is a challenge. One of my fears, networking and going out there and meeting people. But people like you allowed me to bring my business out there without having to do that extra legwork.
Well, thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
I really appreciate that. And for the viewers, how do they get in contact with you if they want to book a session with you or speak to you? How do they get in contact with you?
They can go to our website, p3holistichealth.com. We have a free Unleashing Your Power strategy session. It's free. It's 60 minutes. And all you have to do is go to our website, book that session. We work through whatever it is that's keeping you stuck, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, what fears that you have that are limiting you. We work through that and help you get on your path.
Okay, great. And I'll definitely put that in a link in the bottom of this in the description section. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you.